episode of Apartment
Twilight
Theater.
Zone. No,
The
sorry.
Twilight Zone.
Twilight. Do 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 do.
That's a
And
great one,
copyright
actually.
strike.
Anyway.
So we did an episode. We're doing this episode as like a request because we've never got one before, and it's somebody that watches my streams a lot.
Thanks, random
Every
guy.
every single time I'm streaming, he's watching.
Mm-hmm.
So, thank you, random guy. He's somehow like my. I don't want to say my fan because I think he hates me, but he watches all the time. I think out of spite.
Nice. We love
but-
spite views.
Yeah.
Pettiness
But,
gets you places.
Yeah, I told him that our dynamic, it seems to be like he's like my annoying little cousin or something that tells me that I suck at everything.
Nice.
And I'm like, that's kind of what it is, a little bit. So
I hope he's a Gen Z and he just...
he's 18, so yeah.
Nice! So he is the
yeah.
annoying little cousin.
He's a little
Yes!
baby.
Who's telling his
Yeah.
uncle that he's not cool.
We're later in life
Yeah.
age, so
Get it. Good job, buddy. Anyway.
I stream on YouTube, which I know always gets laughs around the board, but I feel like it's been better than Twitch, honestly. So
Yeah.
I feel like
It's-
I actually get people to watch
Mhm.
more.
I don't know. I stream everywhere, so
Yeah. And I'm just
Yeah, I
like,
pee
I'll
everywhere,
stream
too.
here.
yay peeing.
I piss everywhere.
Everywhere.
So he had a request though for something that it's not. I mean, what constitutes as a movie? You know, we've watched.
I
I
don't know.
I don't know about this. So
This
It's-
was movie length.
movies.
It sure
Yeah, it was movie length. Yeah.
It felt even longer than movie length.
It
But here's the
did.
thing. He requests it because he knows that we're into horror movies and
Mhm.
he's asking about the podcast and he's like, "Oh, you guys should watch this." And
I
you know
do
what?
say it was a horror movie.
It was something.
It was video game.
Yeah. So okay. So we watched a movie called Emesis Blue, which seems to be about Team Fortress 2, kind of. So it uses Source Filmmaker, which if you don't know what that is, basically it is an open source movie maker that you can use like Team Fortress and like Left 4 Dead, like basically all Valve game stuff you can use to make little movies and stuff. Most of the time when people use it, it's for shit posting, but this person actually wanted to
Made
make a
Mhm.
legitimate
And
movie.
it's Australian independent. I couldn't find who it was, but it's no, there it is. Chad Payne. He is an independent psychological horror fan, and it's based. So I take this is pretty great for a independent movie to be almost 2 hours long.
To be made entirely with just assets from different video games. I
Yeah.
feel like what you've made is really impressive, but
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
also I don't know what the fuck was going on most of the
So,
time.
Yeah.
I knew what was going on, but then there was times where I was like, oh yeah, that guy was a ghost because he disappeared, and John's just like, no, he wasn't a ghost. His ability is to go invisible. He just went invisible. I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah. And so there is parts we were missing because he was actually going off the character's background from the game, and I'm gonna assume none of us played the game. I played that game so long ago, I can't remember, other than the fact these characters' faces, I remember.
I couldn't tell who was the doctor and who was the detective guy.
They
I
did
couldn't
look
tell
alike,
them
yeah.
apart.
It was
Yeah.
their jacket and glasses. No, yeah, I think he had glasses too.
Cause like,
I
was
had a
it the
hard
same
time.
character model, or was it just they were very similar looking?
I think it was character model, but the assassin dude had a thinner jawline. The
Okay.
doctor had a thicker jawline and also was insane.
I mean,
There was a cool
everybody
storyline.
was insane. in this.
Yeah, the start of it was like, this is what I was understanding.
Mhm.
Okay.
what I was understanding was the doctor was definitely in some kind of psychosis where he was doing bad shit, but he didn't realize it. Like a split personality crap. The reason I got this is when the one kid gets dropped off or whatever, and then he gets like taken, and he's like, "You're fucking psycho, stay away from me," and punches him. That's where things I'm like, oh, I think with all the recordings that keep getting played back, and like to have that recording from the van being played back, the doctor is obviously this doctor that he keeps seeing. That's like watching him. Also, it was kind of fucked up when his mother's head was put around the corner and then fell to the ground. So I did laugh though.
There weren't jump scares in this either.
Yeah.
Which was really nice. There were some moments too that like they looked. I thought it looked pretty cool. Like with
there was a lot of cool stuff from here, especially with using what like the base stuff you have, and again being an independent film. Yeah, there was a lot of cool stuff.
I felt like some of the accents were a little distracting because they weren't
accurate.
They weren't really well done, but I mean, once again, it's
an independent film. They probably I don't even know if there was a budget, so it's probably just friends doing it.
Yeah,
it's weird to think that this was probably better than a lot of the movies that we've watched.
Definitely,
that has had a budget behind it.
Yeah,
John actually so John, for viewers that maybe just started, is my boyfriend that thinks that even when we think we pick good movies, we pick shitty movies intentionally. He thinks all we do is pick shitty movies, which was what we started out on until we started picking movies that we want to watch that still ended up being shitty. They're still shitty, so I think that's just our curse at apartment theater.
The movies that we
but he loved this movie. He thought it was great.
Like,
and
Cass and I talked about a movie called Mads, and we loved it.
Yeah.
Nobody has downloaded that episode.
Yeah.
It's been out for weeks.
Yeah, that's frustrating. Yeah, Mads was good. I like that one.
Yeah.
That was kind of wild.
But like, point being is like John knew these characters. John played this game a lot, so he really enjoyed it. And like when I was talking to him about it, I'm like, you know what, that makes sense because for Arcane, for example, is yes, it is a very popular game, very popular show now, and people enjoy it, but people that play League are definitely enjoying it like twice as much because we know these characters, like we know the backstories of these characters, so like we're more excited to see this shit. So I saw his point of view when he said that. I'm like, this makes a lot more sense. Like this is like
but this
really dragging me out because I truly like I am putting stuff together in this show or this movie that I don't know is actually what I should be putting together, but it's what I'm assuming is happening.
I mean, like, it seemed like everyone was in some form of giant time loop.
Yeah, we were getting on like time loops.
So there's all these different like time loops and things happening between the characters, which what I got out of it is that this time loop is happening because of the respawn thing.
Which is funny because if you play games with respawns.
Yeah, exactly. So like it is basically this like video game mindfuck. Like you're stuck in a video game, but do any of the characters actually know that they're in a video game? Are they realizing that they're in a video game? Because it seems like at some scenes there is almost this like moment of realization that like, wait, that was me over there, and I was witnessing me over here, and now I'm like there.
I think there was a movie like this though.
I think so too, because I'm like, this isn't a totally like new concept, but
it's familiar.
I think you're thinking of. Did you guys see the movie Looper? It's got Joseph
maybe.
Gordon-Levitt in it.
No, but I know what movie you're talking about.
That's a great movie, but
yeah. So I think it takes like similar concepts, but I will say, I don't know that there was an actual like conclusive ending. That's my only issue with it, because I was like, okay, so I watched this. What the fuck happened? There was no ending.
I had a hard
Like,
time with following it at all. I was confused the entire movie because I was like, wait, who is this again? And then
yeah.
I felt like a boomer watching this. I
So
was like, what is this? What the
I
fuck
feel
is
like
going on?
I'd finally understand what's happening, and then we go into chapter 2 or chapter 3, and then I'm fucking
Yeah.
confused again.
That
Yeah.
happened as
Mhm.
well. Yeah, every
Yeah.
time where I think I'm getting it, then it goes to the next thing, and I'm like, all right, well now what the fuck's? And then the other
Mhm.
part is just like I'm thinking about how the movie is made and stuff, and like I'll hear like sound effects and stuff, and I'm like, oh yeah, that sound effects in Half-Life 2, and oh there's the
Mm.
crowbar from Half-Life 2, and then
Mm.
there's it's like I'll get distracted by like random little things, but then
Oh yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck is happening in this? Like
Mhm.
I feel like I get a better idea of like a lot of like weirder movies, but I'm also I haven't been gelling with the movies we've been watching lately,
Mhm.
and I'm like, is it? I think it might just be me and my current mindset. Like, I feel like I haven't
Mm.
really enjoyed a movie in a while where I'm like, yeah, this I'm into this. Like, I feel like the movies we've been watching lately, they have kind of just been passively flowing from my brain of just like
Mm.
that was something in front of me now, and now
Yeah.
it's gone. Like Rita was the same way too, where it was like I'm not following what the fuck is happening here, and I'm worried that it's just me.
I just
'Cause-
feel like every chapter was a different horror movie because like I feel like one makes sense with the loop, like split
Mhm.
personality, don't know what you're doing. I don't know. At some point, somebody said sleeping soldier syndrome. Um, but then we go to a different chapter, and there's like mutations and like big
Mhm.
scary guys and stuff. And then another chapter that's definitely zombies, like no way about it, like it's
Mhm.
zombies. And then we go to another chapter, and we're back with this big hulking man that they keep shooting at his head. That it's ricocheting, but they keep shooting at the head. Um, there was just like I don't know. I thought that like burnt face though, when they were playing Russian roulette. By the way, when he started playing that, I was just like, oh, we should play buckshot roulette again.
Yeah.
so, um, but when he sits at the table and you see how fucked up his face looks
Mhm.
really cool. Um,
that's a
I do.
character model too, because you can use the pyromaniac and burn people. So
Mm.
so everybody that looks crispy, it's like no, that's like when like
There
the
was a
bars are like
person that was
split in half.
extra crispy though
Mhm.
Yeah,
at the
well
end.
you can make them pretty crispy in the game, too. But yeah, so I think the overall feeling I have of it is I think I understand now what it was like for my parents to sit there and have to watch the Pokemon movie. Like I know what's going on, but if you don't know anything about it, it's fucking confusing. The Digimon movie also, I feel really bad for my dad having to sit there and watch the Digimon movie because I'm like, oh yeah, no, dude, this is just how it goes, and he's like, what the fuck is this?
Do people still play Team Fortress though?
Yes,
I'm sure they
yes,
do.
actually, this it's still like in like the top. I would say like 10 or 20 games on
Damn.
Steam played. Like I think it still has like
That's impressive.
50,000 people a day
Mhm.
playing it.
Yeah. Wild, dude.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
people are still chugging along on that game. That game has been out since 2007.
Damn.
Yeah,
Games that can last. I mean, well, I think World of Warcraft has been out for
2004.
yeah,
Yeah,
and it still gets daily
yeah,
a lot.
yeah.
Wait.
I think it was cool though. Like I like the concept, even though
Mhm.
like I got lost every new chapter. Um, I don't
Yeah,
know the concept I came up with the doctor. I don't know if that's right, but I liked it.
Yeah.
I was
Or
like, this is a cool concept if I'm correct.
yeah, I kind of thought that like the respawn thing was duplicates of each character and that's why there was like multiple of them running into each other type of I don't fucking know. There was a lot happening in this movie thing. I don't know.
There was a
was-
lot
It
happening.
was entertaining for a while, but I feel like there wasn't any real
I was bored after an
climax.
hour.
Yeah, there wasn't really any climax, there wasn't a conclusion. And so that was kind of a letdown to me. But
I
like
think-
it was still interesting. Like it hooked me into it, but I didn't follow through.
Yeah, I was definitely checking every 15 minutes to be like, okay, is it done? It felt like
Yeah.
it's one of those videos that like somebody shows you that they're like, this is cool, and then it's like, wait, how long
It
is
also
this?
like mildly made me think of I know there's like some like fan stuff that like I'll watch here and there on YouTube that they'll do like little episodes, and then eventually they'll do a big video of all their different episodes put together. So it kind of also, I'm like, is this like different videos, like different
Oh, that
chapters
could've
that are
been.
separate they put together? Like either way, it's impressive to get 2 hours out of the movie.
Yeah.
And for being something simple, but yeah, if you're into Team Fortress and if you know the characters, I definitely think this would be much more grasping,
Yeah.
especially when it comes to the characters.
I
being
feel
that there
bad
was,
for not being like super into it, but it's
I know,
just
right? As
like,
gamer kids, not being
well,
super into it.
it's for a game that I'm not like.
Never played, yeah.
Well, no, I've played it, but it's not a game that I was like, yeah, I gotta keep playing more Team Fortress. It was like I played it for a little bit and then I moved on.
I think I played it for like maybe a month, and then League of Legends happened. Here I am, many years later, and burnt wallet later, still playing it.
I just don't play multiplayer games.
I know, you complain every time we play a multiplayer game.
I-
By the way,
yeah,
show,
I-
even if the game is offline multiplayer and just friends, he still complains how much he hates it. I think he really just needs to say he hates playing with us.
We're not good gamers, but it's fine.
It's fine. We're good at buckshot roulette, though.
I think it's because the issue that we have here is that we have different goals when we're playing a game, and so
Well,
like when we play, so like it depends on the game. I feel like buckshot, it's easy for us to be like whatever because it's us pitting each other against each other and being like, okay, how can I win? So it's my own thing that I'm doing.
Do you
where
mean
it-
everybody tries to shoot you?
Yeah, but I'm saying like for like because we'll play Raft or GTFO, and like GTFO is a very like slow, calculated kind of game, and I usually like okay, I want to do something, but this feels very tactical, like how like almost how like Rainbow Six Siege is. You know, you can't just go in guns blazing. You have to like really think about what you're doing, and
It's fun.
I mean,
to
I
think
hate
about
that
what
game
you're doing.
too, but that's a whole different beast. But I think that's part of what it is. It's just like I have something in mind, and when everybody else has their own thing in mind, it's like, okay, well, this isn't like what am I supposed to be doing right now? So, yeah, I don't know. But I mean, it's not every. I've enjoyed playing games with you guys before. There have been games that we've enjoyed. It has happened.
Oh yeah,
Has it,
yeah,
though?
I know.
Has it though?
Has it?
We had fun playing Marvel Rivals.
I like
didn't play
being
that
Jeff.
much.
Do you want to play a cast? Because that's where the problem.
don't
You don't
wanna
like
buy
online
it.
multiplayer.
I
It's
don't wanna
free.
buy
It's
it.
free.
Oh. No, I don't want to play it.
Yeah, okay, there we go.
There's hot women in it.
Okay,
There is
I
hot
do wanna
women in
play
it.
No, I'm kidding.
But
And then
yeah,
there's Jeff. Everyone loves Jeff.
Jeff the Shark.
I
but
love
yeah,
playing Jeff.
I did enjoy watching you and Danny play it. Because you
Well,
guys were
that's
playing
good.
that when I was sick, I think.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
You've always been sick, bro.
I'm always sick.
So we got off topic.
That's
That's
just how
okay.
it goes here.
That's
I
how it
mean,
It
goes here.
does.
it's a hard thing to explain because it's like I don't know if I can really recommend this
It's
to
free.
it. You
The
can watch it
general
on YouTube.
populace, yeah.
Like if you are interested, it's not going to cost you anything but
Yeah,
your
you just
time.
watch it.
If you're into if you're into Team
I
Fortress and you want to
yeah.
see somebody make a Team Fortress kind of movie, cool.
It does have 13 million views.
It does. So who the fuck? And we have 0 on YouTube. So I mean, who are we to judge?
Yeah,
on
clearly
Oh,
what you
I'm
guys
just
wanna
saying
see?
people
so-
watch it.
Yeah.
I think if you like Team Fortress, you'll most likely really like this because you'll
Mhm.
know the characters.
Yeah.
If you're going into this blind, you
You're gonna-
probably won't
you're
like
gonna
it.
feel like you're gonna feel like a parent
Mm-hmm.
watching something that their kids are really into. Like, oh, this is what the kids are into.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
get
definitely why like I am opening because there's times where I bring down a video to show my mom that I think's really funny, and it's like some cartoon or something, and she doesn't get it.
It's not the same
And I'm
kind of
like,
humor,
what are you
man.
saying, Mom? This is so funny. Yeah,
It's not the same.
I don't think
yeah.
I've ever showed my dad a video of anything.
Oh yeah. I try
Yeah.
to socialize with my parents.
Well, my dad's very like, okay, are you good on life? Yep. All right, see ya. All right, cool.
Yep.
Thanks.
Yep.
But yeah, no, like my brother tried to show my dad a video. It was Nirvana, Come As You Are,
Mm-hmm.
but it just stops on him saying come. And my
Yeah.
dad didn't react to it at all. And he's like, I don't get it. And it's like, are you fucking serious?
Yeah, I don't think my dad would get that humor either. I think my mom would, though.
Yeah, my mom definitely would because she'd be like, "Why are you watching this?"
Yeah.
I like
That's my mom
sending
for you.
my brother brain rot videos and stuff too.
Mhm.
Like I sent him one that it was like incomprehensible. Like it was loud and scratchy and like I couldn't tell what the fuck was going on. I was like, I gotta send this to my brother. He's gonna love it. He was like, what the fuck are you watching, dude? I'm like,
Just like us.
I
What
don't
the
know.
fuck are we? What are you listening to? Get us out of here, Justin.
Yeah, let's fuck off.
Let's fuck off. We're done. Watch this
Check
movie
us
or
out
don't.
on
Do whatever you want.
check us
Yeah.
out on Spotify. If you've watched it, you can leave a comment on Spotify or on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
We
You
eventually
can-
see the comments on Spotify. We do.
Eventually, I think we might actually need to go through and see if there's any comments, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of lost my train of thought there. This
Oh,
week's
no.
been a blur. Anyway, like us and subscribe to us and download the episodes. That's the best way to make my dopamine go off. And